Just how many Americans believe in God and how many believe in the devil? Gallup just recently updated our information on Americans' belief in God. Fascinating topic to many people. 3 points I would make. First point is that belief in God depends to some degree on how we ask the question. That reflects no doubt the fact that many Americans define God in some different ways than might their neighbors. Here's the basic question that we ask first. Do you believe in God, or is it something you're not sure about or something you don't believe in? Asked this way, 86% of Americans say they believe in God. Another 8% say it's something they're not sure of. Now, there's a second way that we just recently asked about belief in God. The question's a little different. Pay attention to the wording here. We said, do you believe in God? You don't believe in God, but you do believe in a universal spirit or higher power, or you don't believe in either. When we ask it this way, we're down to 78% with the firm belief in God, because another 14% say, well, I kind of like the idea of a universal spirit. That's what I say I believe in rather than God. Our question about belief in God also included 4 other religiously oriented entities, and we ask Americans for each if they believe in those. Kind of interesting here, Americans are more likely to say that they believe in heaven than to say they believe in hell by roughly 10 percentage points. Also, remember, with this question wording, 86% of Americans said they believed in God, but what about the devil? Just 70% of Americans say they believe in the devil. By the way, 75% of Americans say they believe in angels. One final point, we have been tracking belief in the devil going back to the early 1990s. We found fewer Americans in our Gallup poll surveys from the early 90s saying that they believed in the devil than have more recently. We looked at it more closely, however, and we think that's what we call a context effect. Back in the 90s, when we asked about the devil, we included it in a question which also asked about witches, reincarnation, and ghosts. And we think in that context, Americans thought when we said the devil, we meant somebody in a red suit or more of a kind of cultish figure. More recently, we've been asking about the devil in the context of God and heaven, and Americans perhaps are taking it more seriously, like a biblical devil, when we ask it in that fashion. Coming up on the Daily Briefing, we'll look at Americans' views of the economy as the nation's most important problem. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, Editor-in-Chief of the Gallup Poll with Democracy on Demand. Take the Daily Briefing with you. Search for Gallup at the iTunes Music Store.